This one shares some AirVenture awesomeness and how I thanked one of my key team members for his hard work at the event.
You can go a lot slower than this. It's right in the middle of the AOA.
I feel like we're just rotating, like we're on the middle of a microwave oven here, right?
Thaddeus took care of all kinds of back-end logistics such as booking and driving our camper, including stocking it with food and cooking, and also helping out with managing all kinds of my shoots, such as this flying hospital we got to visit.
So Orbis International is a non-profit organization that transforms lives through the prevention and treatment of avoidable blindness.
They're everywhere because we're out there and there goes a Carbon Cub underneath, there goes a Carbon Cub over top. The best part was we formed up for so long and we did all these turns and then he's like, okay, you can break off. And I'm like, where the hell am I? Yeah. We were like 10 minutes of just all over the place.
Each year, 10,000 airplanes fly into Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It's the greatest show in aviation, and I'm proud to have flown the newly built RV-14 there for the first time in 2021. It's a privilege to be able to create aviation content here, but I don't do it alone. Last year, my friend Blake joined for the trip for moral support for the first cross country in this airplane, and also helped me shoot B-roll.
Okay, give me a high five. Yeah.
Another key team member is my friend Thad. You might remember him from the episode where we flew Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 for the first time together with Dave.
I am also reaching some level of task saturation here, so I'm going to try to talk about threading while upside down.
Oh, Steven! That was terrifying.
We don't live super close to each other, so we enjoy catching up online.
That is a good lead. I trust his leadership.
Fool!
Oh, I hear ForeFlight telling you you're on 1 mile final. I love that you already got ForeFlight connected to this thing. He recently got his PPL, so when he visits, he's joined as a pilot member at the museum and has started tailwheel training with Dave in the Chipmunk.
And idle power. That's a loop. Are you good?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome that if you're not queasy, you're going to be able to do aerobatic.
Oh, marvelous.
During AirVenture, we visited the CubCrafters base, and to thank Thad for his hard work, we got him his first ride in a Cub. And of course, he flew with Dave.
Rolling. Okay. Going. So get it on your face. Okay. Clear prop!
I jumped into one of the nose wheel X Cubs to grab some B-roll of these guys in formation for the first part of the flight.
I'm secure. Okay, let's close this window. Let's go have some fun. Yep, ready to go.
This is a CubCrafters Carbon Cub EX3. It's one of the SWT Aviation demo airplanes. Previously in 2019, I got to fly one of the nose wheel X Cubs, and I've already published that episode.
Gonna have fun, Steve?
It's weird. What's that? Yeah. What's that?
The wheelbarrow tire?
What is that?
We're chasing the guys in a white one of these today.
Let me know when you want to switch. I'm out here at your 4 o'clock.
All right, you take it. I'm gonna pop over to the right side once you take lead. You set the pace.
Copy that.
If you make it to AirVenture and you're interested in backcountry and tailwheel flying, definitely check out the CubCrafters static display.
How you doing back there?
This is great. Super cool.
All right, I'm going right turn here. Stay with me.
Check.
Keep the sun on you. All right, back to straight and level here.
Check.
Okay, we're going to go out over the water and let's get a couple there.
It's all good. Am I tight enough, Steve?
If you want to get a little tighter, it's an awesome shot, but tighten up as good as you're comfortable with.
Check. Nervous, Dad?
No, it's pretty sweet.
Okay, if you've got speed in the 80s, let's go to 1 notch of flaps and we're going to climb a little, okay?
I'm about 93.
All right, so we'll slow it down just a little here.
Got 86.
Yeah, try 1 flap and then we'll pull up a little.
1 flap.
Steve has what he wants, but maybe this out here will be a little extra.
At this point, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get any better footage than this, so we sent the guys off to have some fun.
That was pretty sweet.
Are you guys doing a formation back?
Nope, just following so I don't get lost. I see the field. I'm going to head off north there and mess around for a bit.
To give me a really nice, comfortable formation flight.
That's good. It's a beautiful day for it.
Before we get back for some pattern work in the Cubs, let's go visit Orbis and start the tour of this flying hospital.
So Orbis International is a nonprofit organization that transforms lives through the prevention and treatment of avoidable blindness. But the way we do that is a little bit different. We don't necessarily go out and do mass eye surgery. What we actually do is we train the trainers within the countries for which we are working with. So teach a man how to fish philosophy, that's what it's really all about. So the aircraft itself is a MD-10-30F that's been retrofitted to house a hospital, and a fully accredited hospital. This happens to be the oldest -30 left built. In March of '73, the aircraft came out as a DC-10-30, but in July of 2000, it was retrofitted as an MD-10, which basically converted the flight deck to a all-glass airplane. It looks very similar to what an MD-11 would look like. It can go anywhere in the world. It went from a 3-person cockpit down to a 2-person, carbon fiber brakes, all rewired. So now it's pretty much an old airplane updated. One of the things to understand about what Orbis does, certainly we do eye surgeries, but we are not a service provider where we do mass amount of surgeries. We're actually a teaching hospital. And what you're sitting in here is actually the classroom. So if a individual is not selected to be a hands-on trainee in the back, they will come in here and watch the surgery on this monitor. This monitor is a 3D monitor, and they have two-way communication between the surgeon in the back of the airplane and the surgery. With a camera in the microscope, they see it just as if they were looking through the microscope itself. This is an MD-10-30F, so it's still a freighter, and we have a special exemption to carry what they call supernumerary. So if you look at our airworthiness certificate, it shows an exemption and it says supernumerary. And from everything from here back is actually freight. The hospital is not part of the airplane. Completely freight. No interconnection between the airplane and the hospital. This is not a certified airplane part.
That looks like from my house from 1942.
Yeah. And then here, when all the equipment's removed from the airplane, we have maintenance offices down there. So we convert it from a cargo bin to a maintenance office where our aircraft mechanics and our biomedical engineers sit. This is our utility pallet. I call it a utility pallet. And then you have the mechanic station and the biomed station. It's part of the hospital, but again, it's on a pallet, so it's not connected to the airplane. It's on a pallet. So all the ground equipment that's running the hospital, you can see it runs in here. So electricity runs into here for the generators, and then runs through here up straight into the hospital, bypassing the airplane. Again, allowing us to not certify the hospital as an airplane. These are 60 hertz generators. The airplane used 400 hertz. So we got to run the 60 hertz power into Hobart and convert it to 400. All fits in the airplane.
Yep, I'm going to set you up at level flight 2,000 feet, okay? Okay. You have control. Okay, my airplane. Level at 2,000. And our speed? 95. Why don't you try some turns, get some feel of this thing. It's kind of great that you can't see the PFD. We're flying over another Cub. Right down there. Yeah, I got him. Because you can't see the PFD, your turns are probably going to be perfect. Because your eyes are all out here, right? Yep.
The following is a great maneuver to help figure out the control harmony when you're flying a new type of aircraft.
So just try like keeping the nose on a point and just banking the airplane. The key is rolling about 20 degrees each way, and you got to lead in with the pedal that you're going to use. Okay. So if you're going left, you need left rudder coming in. Not a ton, but you know, you got to figure out what the airplane wants. So that's going to be like with a right turn, that's going to be left. Right rudder. No, you're bringing the nose off the point with the left rudder. You got to lead in with the rudder that the direction you're going. You got to go. Yeah, now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. See how the nose is staying on a point? Do it faster now. Yes, there you go. That's pretty good. See? The ball is not really moving. Well, when you desynchronize, that's what happens, yeah. So let's try this. Let's take out a bunch of power here. I'm going to give you a power setting to fly around at. Yeah, that felt a little... A lot. You were in the hundreds, yeah. Well, here's like 14 inches, 13, 14 inches. But you're still 2,200 feet, like bang on. So you're transitioning well. You're losing a little bit now. You're down to 75 miles an hour.
Because we're going to have to get a little steeper.
I'm gonna give you some flaps.
Alright.
You're still flying right on right now. 2160, you've only messed around about 40 feet. You're doing 58 miles an hour.
Nice.
Now you have the power, so you can maintain this whole thing, this whole picture. This is actually pretty much our approach speed right here. It's right in the middle of the AOA.
I feel like we're just rotating. Like we're on the middle of a microwave oven here.
Right? You're on the turntable, just going around, buddy. You need to just bring the nose up a hair. You're down to 2,000. You've lost 200 feet. Doing very well, though. Still, you can go a lot slower than this. Giving you all the flaps.
All right.
3 notches of flaps, 50 miles an hour. So just keep the nose up a little higher. Now you can start feeding it some power. Whoop. It's sensitive because of the prop governor, right? So now you're doing 43, and you're just about level. Perfect, 42 miles an hour. I think you could go slower. Try bleeding a little power out. Just slowly pull it back.
A little less.
Still are bang on your altitude, 1,960 feet. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, recovering a level flight. Power in there, just ease it in. Take your flaps out as you accelerate for you.
Thank you, sir.
2 notches. You got 21, you're 62% power,
yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah, that's plenty of power.
Yeah, lots.
Give me the rest.
There's 2 notches, and there is retracted. The retracted is quite a substantial pitch change, I've noticed.
This is a hoot to fly, though.
Isn't it light on the controls? Like it's such a delicate airplane, and yet it isn't.
Well, it's my first time using a stick instead of a yoke, too.
Oh, and left-hand throttle. That's kind of like getting the whole deal, man.
Yeah.
We have cameras throughout because we're a training organization. To capture the lectures, to capture the surgeries. We actually will data link that and push that out live on YouTube, but through the text messaging they can talk to our moderator up front and ask a question live while we're doing live surgery and get interactive training in a country that maybe we can't go to. So this is our laser room. In this case, it's set up as a simulation center. So much like in aircraft, we have aircraft simulators. We have simulators as well in eye care. So this one right over here, we can do things like dexterity with your hands. We can have you enter into a certain layer of the eye and practice like grabbing with the instruments that would help you prepare yourself for maybe removing a lens or you know, a cataract type thing. It also is a laser room. If you notice the blue curtain, they're lead lined. So the laser can't escape the room if we're doing lasers. Now notice again about training, notice that the microscope here, multiple viewing ports. Again, the reason for that is for training. We would have a trainee anesthesiologist, trainee surgeon, trainee OR nurse, and here's the camera, a 3D camera built right into the microscope. So even if you're not the person actually looking at a microscope, you can see the picture on a 3D monitor just as if you are and get the training as well. The other key thing to the location of the operating room is it's right over the landing gear. The landing gear is the most rigid place of the airplane where it's really sturdy. So you can imagine with microsurgery, the last thing you want to do is have the airplane moving around, shaking, and they lose vision of the airplane. We do Asia, Africa, India, and Latin America are our primary. We added 5 additional water tanks, and we added ultraviolet lights, charcoal filters, bromide. We can kill every bacteria known to man, even if we're serviced with contaminated water. Notice the pass-through between the OR and here in the soil room. There's also a pass-through between the clean room and the OR. They can pass it through here. Technician picks it up here, starts a cleaning process, reverse osmosis, all those kind of things in here, goes into a cleaner. It's two-sided, comes out the other side, goes into an autoclave, can be passed back through completely sterile. You can't open this door unless this door is closed.
So it's like an airlock.
Yeah, it's an airlock. In fact, if you see the seals here, all the doors are closed. Each room has a specific pressure differential between each room. This is the dirtiest room in the clinic. That's the cleanest room. So this is our pre-op, our post-op, and recovery. The country would tell us what they're looking for, right? What kind of training they need. We would help assess to make sure that is the right training. But more importantly, what we look for when we look for a patient to train our staff is the best teaching case. So something that might take 10, 15 minutes in a normal setting may take us 45 minutes to an hour because it's all about education. At the same time, we have a team on the plane. We have a team in the local hospital doing the work as well. So 2 teams working in unison, showing them sort of how we're doing it here, but showing them they also can do it in their own hospital.
The work this team is doing is amazing. If you'd like to help and donate, scan the screen right now. Let's get back on board with Dave and Thad to see a couple landings.
I'm secure. I'm all secure. You're all secure. Door, windows locked back here. And the other one is? Yeah, affirmative. All right, I have control. Your airplane. Thank you. And my feet are backing off the rudder pedals. Cool, cool. Hickory, the yellow Cub is going to be joining straight in on the left downwind for 3-6 for a touch and go, Hickory. Get a couple of cell phone pictures. I got the runway. Entering a tight left downwind. Hickory, yellow Cub, left downwind, 3-6, touch and go. 53, 54 on the approach speed. Not right where I want to be though. Props full fine. Hickory, yellow Cub, final 3-6, touch and go.
Dave doesn't have a ton of backcountry flying experience, but he did pretty well here. But if you want to see some training about how to fly these aircraft on a steep, stable approach with the angle of attack indicator basically honking at you the whole time, I've got some episodes already existing in the back catalog.
Nice. Hickory, yellow Cub in the left, downwind 3-6, full stop, Hickory. Get down? You'd not get down if you went to a normal pattern altitude. I know, like you'd be like 2 miles out there. I'm flying the downwind at 58 miles an hour. Like, we drove here faster than that. Let's get this window open.
That's fun. That is a splendid machine.
How was it?
It was awesome. Great. Even from back here, with one eye looking over each of Dave's shoulders.
You know what? You take away his panel, and like the flying's super precise because he's like, I guess I just look outside, right? There's nothing else. He was transitioning airspeeds from like really fast to really slow, and like there was no altitude change because he's all outside. It's very primal flying. The formation was good because it felt awesome. This proves that an airplane's an airplane once you're in the air, because I've never flown it and immediately it's like, okay, let's do tight formation.
Yeah.
Let's do tight formation flying.
I've got one more episode coming in the lead up to AirVenture 2022 that examines the challenge that we faced along with Mike Patey to get our newly built airplanes to Oshkosh 2021 after we both defied some scheduling odds, finishing building aircraft during a global pandemic and other challenges that we faced. So thanks again for watching, stay tuned for that, and until next time, keep your flight chops sharp.
If this doesn't say an airplane is an airplane, I don't know what else does. They all fly the same, Thaddeus. So I get to land, right? maybe not that much the same? Not that much the same.
Okay.